Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel. This is Dumi from TDeverything, the most patriotic South African you can ever meet or find in South Africa. And on today's video, this is something that has been bothering me for some time. I've been thinking about this, and I'm like, and I'm sure most of you are aware of it. The jealousy that exists between, not even between, from other African countries. There's so much jealousy, man, like for South Africa, and most of these countries that which I'll mention just now, it's like they feel like the black South Africans, they don't deserve uh, the greatness of South Africa. They feel like just because their countries are so bad and they're so poor, black South Africans must also, or South Africa must also turn into another Zimbabwe, another Mozambique, another Nigeria, another Ethiopia, a failed state, because like they realize that, like, okay, their country are never gonna be great. Their country are never gonna be be back to where they used to be. I don't know how Nigeria or Zimbabwe was before it got to where it is today. But then there's a dire desperation for South Africa to be another failed state, and you can see. I mean, I don't even need to convince you. Like, you know that, like, majority, in fact, like 90% of illegal or foreigners that are here in the country, because like, if even if you be, maybe I'm being like fair and like honest, just being plainly or blatantly honest, that like most of the foreigners that are in this country are here illegally. There's only few uh, uh, um, foreigners that are here legally. Most of them are here illegally, and they are committing crime, and are involved in criminality, and they're really trying to turn South Africa into another failed state, a state that they can come and do as they please, and a state that, like, because there's this thing that, like, South Africans see themselves as better than other Africans, and I don't know why there's that mentality or that mindset, or why they think like that. But then again, I just don't understand it. I mean, you, the perfect example, just look at what was happening this past weekend. Chris Brown was in the country, and you could see the excitement in South Africa. You could see how much people were happy in South Africa. You could see the country was united. People were going to the stadium in numbers, in different colors: white, Indians, blacks, coloreds. They were all going to the stadium to watch Chris Brown, and even the crowd, there were South African songs played, everyone was jamming, and you hardly see that happening in other African countries. That never happens in Zimbabwe. That never happens in Botswana. That never happens in Lesotho. That never happens in Nigeria. That never happens in Cameroon. That never happens in Tanzania. But then South Africa is still able to attract this mega stars to come in the country, because I think even if maybe I go to Google and try maybe Google which country has attracted most of this American or European or this A-listers, I think South Africa ranks number one, and it's because South Africa is still desired and is still seen as this beautiful country that, like, people can talk, people can go to, and still feel at home, and and South Africa, obviously, like South Africa, we know that South Africa is still one of the most developed countries in Africa, up there with Morocco, the likes of Egypt and Rwanda and those countries. But then still South Africa is still above or ahead of Morocco, Rwanda, and Egypt and other countries. And there's still this desperation or jealousy from those other countries that I mentioned, that, like, no, South Africa don't deserve this, they can't have this. So what they do is that, like, they're coming here, destroy whatever the good that is left in the country, try and destroy and just turn it into another failed state. And we cannot afford to have that as the country. We need to fight tooth and nail that we protect this country, protect the sovereignty of our country. And but then, yes, I know sometimes it kind of feels like a losing battle, because our leaders are really not helping us. I mean, our president is really working against us, and I don't want to get into that. I'll make another video about that. But we need to fight for our country as the citizens of the country, and we really need to understand that we really have a good country. As much as like our leaders are failing us, are fucking us up over, but then we have a really really good country and we need to protect it. I mean, just take a look at this video that I'm going to play. The Liam said the most xenophobic country in Africa is the most visited place in Africa. Clearly the people saying South Africa is xenophobic don't believe themselves. No, obvious, it's just a propaganda, man. It's just an agenda against South Africa, because like I said, these people that gaslighting South Africa because they're desperate for South Africa to be another failed state. They are so desperate. And my thing is, why look at, and I'll say this, because Africa is obviously like dominated by black people. I mean, the white people only makes about, is it like something like 2 points or 4 point something percent of, maybe not, if not 7 point something percent of the population of the country. So obviously, like you look at this, look at this. This was like 2017, right? 2017. In the top five, right? Top five is made of like four of the countries in the top five are North African, and which are like dominant, is not even dominant, it's only like the Arabs. You have Morocco in second place is Arabs, Egypt is second, in third place is Arabs, Tunisia in third place Arabs, Algeria in fourth place Arabs. But then there's never that. That's another inferiority. Is it inferiority complex that that exists amongst black people? Is that like they don't go and invade Morocco, they don't invade Egypt, they don't invade Tunisia, they don't invade Algeria, they don't even like try to go to those countries and ruin those countries. But then because South Africa is obviously like dominated by black people, they feel like no, the Arabs can have those good things that are happening in the country. But then South Africa, nah, they can't, because they look just like us, so they can't have all those nice things. They can't have this a functioning government. They can't have this